We interrupt our program to bring you this important message.
What's good, YouTube? It's your boy Jakari once again, Twisted Hammer Gaming, and I'm back at you with another reviewing old videos. Well, you see a chief on the board, so this is going to be a Gravekeeper deck profile. It's going to be reviewing one of my old Gravekeeper deck builds. I, honest to God, don't remember which one it is. We'll find out together.
Alright, folks, it's your pal Jakari here from Twisted Hammer Gaming, and I'm bringing you my updated Gravekeeper deck profile. I will say this ahead of time that, to be 100% honest, I am still testing some of the things that I keep changing in and out of this deck. You'll see when we get into it. I actually don't even remember the deck size because, like I said, I keep changing things periodically. So, one chief, triple commandant, one headman, two heretic. Now, let's go ahead and get this out the way. Let's get rid of the elephant in the room. I do not run Descendant. I truthfully don't care for the card at all.
I will only ever run Descendant in builds that Descendant actually comes in handy for. This ain't one of them builds.
I never really have. Maybe in the older builds, like, when I say older, I mean, like, when it first came out. Yeah, I'd probably run one or two copies, but the only thing I'd tribute off in this build is Recruiter. That's really it. Yes, it's a 2000 attack monster with Necro on field. Cool. I could easily sacrifice that little 200 attack because of the difference between those two, because he's unaffected by card effects as long as Necro's on the field, for him being unaffected by card effects. I take that. That's the trade-off I'm willing to take all the time.
Team Heretic over here, folks. Team Heretic.
One Oracle, triple Recruiter, one Shaman, triple Spiritualist. Okay, now let's go to the other elephant in the room. No, I don't run Spy in this build. Spy in this one, in another version of this build later, but to be perfectly honest, I don't really care if I run Spy, because I'm only going to run Spy at one. To be 100% honest, I primarily use Throne to get Spiritualist, if anything. So that's the reason behind that. The one Shaman, you already know why Shaman's still in here. I don't think I've run a build yet that doesn't run at least one. So alright, so that's it for the monsters.
I think that statement becomes invalidated much later on. But that was because of a specific build of Gravekeepers. That's why.
Slightly higher monster count than what most people run, but again, this is me. I'm going to run slightly more monsters. One foolish. Two skelly. One of my favorite ones, Hidden Temples of Necro. I have this on field, you can't Nibiru me.
Facts.
Because Nibiru is still a special.
Facts.
So yeah, that's the thing. And of course, you know, you can't run a Gravekeeper deck without triple Necro. It's kind of obvious at this point. If you run a Gravekeeper deck with one Necro Valley, unless it's limited or something, that's a problem.
Now, I do have builds running the one Necro, and that was just because they were Master Duel builds, and in one of the older events, Necro was at 1. So.
Triple Throne. Triple Duality. This is the test card. Triple Extravagance. One Regaki. I don't think I've got a build that doesn't run Regaki. So, you know, that's the reason for it being in here. To be perfectly honest with the extra deck, as long as we keep one copy of Supernaturalist in there, truth be told, and maybe one Super Poly target, which I run like 5 or 6, I don't fully remember. As long as I have something, a target for Super Poly and one Supernaturalist, I'm okay. We're still in the clear. But if I banish all 3 of them, then, you know, the Extravagance probably is going to get jettisoned very quickly.
I think I only switched out the Extravs in most of the builds when Prosperity came out. And then I have builds where I run both. Like a psycho.
The newest card, one of the newest cards to come off the ban list.
In hindsight. And that video is up on the channel. I have multiple Royal Tribute builds of this deck. This is not the build that this should be in. One, I run such a high monster count that actually hurts me if I'm not playing Magicalized Fusion, which I don't think I am at this point.
At 3? Well, not even off the ban list, my fault. To be completely unleashed at 3. And then the other card that came off on the same list at 3. Super Poly. I run a slightly higher monster count because I don't have a problem with my monsters going from my hand to the grave. I don't particularly care. It's not like you can be able to banish them if a Necro Valley's on the field anyways.
Yeah. Critique time. Good idea in theory, but unfortunately it's very bad execution. Because if I don't have Chief on board to unlock my graveyard from Necro Valley, I can't touch my graveyard unless I normal summon Headman, special level 4. Or unless I have ways to search the target. Oh no! No!
Alright, folks.
a second. I'm sorry about that. I did not mean to move that.
Necro Valley's on the field anyways. So, alright, for the traps, slightly higher trap count. Most people only run this at 1. I run it at 3.
Screw that. I ain't running that sumbitch at higher than 2 ever again. Because of just like temples, the requirement cost of needing a Gravekeeper and Necro Valley to be on field simultaneously, I'd rather just run Judgment.
Imperial Tomb. 1 Necro Valley Throne. The main reason why I run multiple...
I just call Temple Throne like a complete goober. That is Necro Valley Temple. That is a maybe 1 in the main, 1 in the side. You would never go over 2 of that card.
Of these, and only 1 of this. It's because I only need 1. And these are actually constant targets for Supernaturalists when I don't want to get a monster. Rite of Spirit. Of course, I'm going to run it at 3 because I don't really run any other resurrection cards from the grave. And then the other 3 of, because it's at 3 solid. That's it for the main.
I'm either 3 and 2 in that, or 3 and 1.
Like I said, the main idea behind running such a high count is, to be honest with you, I don't have a problem with Royal Tribute in my hand when I have like 3-4 monsters in my hand. Okay. All right. So for the extra deck, Triple Supernaturalist. I wish it got a higher rarity. Kind of like a lot of us wish. We're wishing this would have at least gotten a rarity bump as well.
To this day, I wish this would have got higher than a rare. Even if it was a super. Just like I wish Spiritualist would have gotten something higher than our common or rare. I wish Hidden Temples would have gotten at least a super.
But unfortunately, they did not get it. And then for the super poly targets, like I said, I run multiple. So, Dragon. The Predaplant Fusion, the new one. Quintet. Because, let's be real, nobody would expect for me to go Quintet Magician off of a Super Poly and Gravekeepers if I don't have Temples on field. That's just funny.
That rings true to this day. That Quintet Magician is hilarious being summoned off of Super Poly or Magicalized Fusion or Spiritualist Effect. Because it's just a fusion monster using her as one of the materials.
And then Starving Venom. Okay. You already know the reason behind running 3 of these. These are in here, like I said, strictly for super poly targets. And now for the link monsters, which I'm probably gonna switch some of this stuff out because I may throw in a small Utopia package like I originally had it in here. But Blacklist of Soldier, Soldier of Chaos, Load, Sword, Phoenix. which is Apprentice. Now, if you really want me to be honest, out of all of these, the main one that gets played out of my extra deck that is not a fusion is We Wishes. Because the majority of the Gravekeepers are dark, besides Commandant and I believe Spiritualist. Definitely Commandant. Nope. Just Commandant. Commandant's the only non-dark in the deck. Everything else, every other Gravekeeper in the main is dark. So, which at that point makes that live and that live. So, like I said, you guys know this deck primarily is one of my babies. The other one is my zombie deck, which is currently going through a bit of a rehaul.
An overhaul. Or a rebuild. One of the two. Whichever one you choose. But to this day, Gravekeepers is still one of my babies. Has not changed. It will never change. In fact, it's sitting in my bag right now. And a more recent RTT build. I am not done with it. That's why I have not profiled it yet. Waiting on a friend of mine, because I'd rather do his, because his is actually where I want mine to be, because I helped him with his. Because every idea I was going to put in mine, I put in his deck. And I just don't have the time to do it myself, or do it with my deck right now. So I'd probably say mine is like 75% done to where I want it to be.
Call, I should say, or an overhaul. As I said, this one is still kind of in its testing phases. I do love playing the deck, but I'm kind of in between trying to test out the build that I saw Team Samurai X1 had, which was the Royal Tribute Turbo one, which ran the Desires. You guys know
I fucking hate Desires in that deck. I do. I really do. I tested that build. I will never play that fucking build again. But folks, that's where I'm gonna call it, because now it's just, we got what, like less than 2 minutes left. Now, I go into the general spiel of what I usually do in the last minute or so in the video. Updates. I might end up rambling a little bit. But, folks, this has been your boy Jakari, Twisted Name of Gaming. As always, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit that bell for all future notifications. Catch you guys on the next one. Later.